Hello everyone, Rizzy Toothpick here, back again with Conway, Disappearance at Dahlia View. And today we're going to help Mr. Morgan upstairs figure out where a key is for the music box in here. And to do that, we got to go to this thing over here. And I guess he went up the stairs and there's a magnetic.
I'm ready to guide you. Are you ready to look?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. How does he know these are there?
Anything down the back of the settee?
1 second. Oh,
What?
old crisps. And some money.
Lovely.
Alright, nothing there yet. Let's try the coffee table.
Try the coffee table.
There isn't one.
Let's try something else then.
The cupboard, maybe? If not here, I'm going to try the bedroom.
Is there a cupboard of some kind?
Okay, so there's a lot on it. Not sure if any of it is small enough, though.
Right?
What are you looking at specifically?
I think some of this stuff belongs to Mrs. Doer. And some of it to Riverport Library.
Books?
Not really things you're allowed to take from a library.
She's not a very honest person, I'm afraid, but it's not relevant. Keep looking for a lockpick.
Okay,
Okay, so nothing there. So let's try the bedroom. Try the bed.
What's under her pillow on the bed?
that's a little, invasive, is it not?
Mr. Morgan, you're sneaking around her bedroom. I think we passed that point a while ago, don't you?
There's a lot of pictures under her bed.
What of?
Levy's garage. A lot of cars and vans and whatnot.
So that's where the threat to Harold came from. Let's carry on.
Oh, interesting. So she was the one threatening Levy. Maybe he thought it was Morgan.
Is the wardrobe unlocked?
Looking now. There's a coat hanger.
Perfect. Can you throw it down to me?
Will do. Can you come to the stairs?
Alrighty. And I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully I'll cut this out. If not, I apologize if I forget. Alrighty, but he wants us to go to the stairs. We just gotta try to get there.
I'm ready.
See if we see him.
I got it.
Ooh, that one was a little dangerous, a little F. Alright, so now a coat hanger, we should be able to... What I'm hoping...
Oh, the last orders bell.
Okay, so... Hanger. Gotta find it in here. Oh, so this one you gotta be a little bit more... It's a little bit more difficult because it can be multiple things. Okay, that was weird. The thing didn't open. A sister's love is forever, a shoulder to lean on when or wherever. A love built to last, strong and steadfast sister's love is forever. Oh, it's supposed to be open, but it's not. Okay. That means there's probably something here we need, which means... Let me return to start menu. This is what I'm talking about. I'm playing on the 3090. we shouldn't have any like major issues. There's no like game problems. It's just the game can be a little buggy at times. But hopefully this fix it. We might have to like redo a little bit more. We have everything open. What does it need us to do? We just... Are we like in a game ending bug here where the thing doesn't open? Oh, there we go. Thank you, game. Okay, we got the key. So that's what we needed.
That worked.
Oh, good. Anything useful?
I'll let you know. Anything on your end?
No, not yet. By
Okay.
the way, I saw you last night with the police. What was all that about?
You mean the police haven't told you?
Told me what?
For God's sake, Catherine. It's probably nothing, but I thought that Charlotte may have been in Lady Doa's home.
What? You saw my Charlotte?
No, and I may very well have been mistaken.
I don't understand. You... Why didn't the police tell me?
They mustn't have found enough evidence. They didn't believe me.
Do you think she was there?
Perhaps. But I have no proof. I'm sorry. That's why I'm continuing my search. Is
All right.
everything all right?
Let's... Carry on, Mr. Conway.
Yeah, he's super sad, but you know, what do you expect? Let's see what this key can unlock. I haven't really found anything that uses a key. And in fact, I'm still looking.
People really are moving on.
Yeah, they don't care about her anymore. They're like, oh, that kid, she's been gone for like more than 2 days. She dead. Okay, there we go. Diary. 20th of June. Annabelle's 30th birthday is this month. I can't believe it's been 30 years. That's it. I'm officially old. I never thought I'd end up doing this into my mid-30s, but here I am. Running a pub I don't own, selling beer to punters I don't like. To future me, if you read this book and you're still stuck in Dahlia View in 30 years, then do us both a favor. My little sister has more figured out than I do. Why can't I be more like her? 23rd June reminders, get posters made. Contents, the safe upstairs is off limits to all staff, even if I'm not here. Under no circumstance is anyone to open it. Get Adam the electrician to change the locks on the office when doing wiring. Pull yourself together, woman.
It looks like there's a safe hidden in that room up there.
Oh?
Yes, we need to try and open the panel somehow.
There's nothing obvious up here. Perhaps there's something you have to press down there.
Okay, leave it with me.
Okay, so we got a whole bunch of new things here. Okay, so Shirley's safe code has been changed to Annabelle's birth year. Shirley is regretting getting older and having little to show for her life. Her sister's turning 30 is only reminding her of how old she is getting. What is it? Annabelle. Man, I wish you'd tell us what when she was born. I see some wires. Fixed it. Oh. I should do it? Yeah, that definitely should have done it. I wonder what I'm missing on this then.
That should work. Let's
Just,
see if the switches are connected.
just had to leave and hit it again.
Mr. Morgan,
Yes?
try that door again. I think I might have cracked it.
It's open. How did you do that?
I have my ways. Can you take a look inside? I'm almost certain there's a safe in there.
Doing it now. You were right, there is a safe. Pub takings, I'd imagine.
Probably, yes. Let me know if you find a key for it.
I will do. Mr. Conway,
Yes.
this all feels a little... well, now that I'm here, I feel a little uncomfortable doing this.
Well, do you want to find your daughter?
I'll keep looking.
How does it open?
I did look, but give me a second. It takes a key of some kind, and there's a dial for a combination.
Do you have anything to use as a pick?
I gave the hanger to you. I can get another one, though.
Perfect. Okay, I'm going to throw you something.
All right. I'm at the stairs waiting.
Okay. What do we throw to him? Tension wrench. Where did we get this? I don't know.
Apologies. I don't know my own strength.
Not to worry. I can see it. Thank you.
Right. I'll try and find a code.
Okay, so apparently I threw that a little bit too hard. What would Cherry use as a code to her safe? Well, didn't our guy already say that's her?
She's far less organized than her sister.
Okay, so it's not that. Nothing there. th of June. Annabelle's 30th birthday is this month. I can't believe it's been 30 years. What could be the information we're looking for? This is where the game gets you when you start like. He's going, makes me think that there may be something here. But I don't know what. Maybe in that satchel thing. See, I think he should be able to open the satchel. I feel like there would be something of importance there, but guess not.
This is from Lady Doa's home. She was right to hide her belongings under the floorboards. Shirley has light fingers.
Damn right, she's stealing everything. Okay, there's nothing here. There's nothing else there. Don't really see anything in this corner. Yeah, we're kind of stuck here.
Put this in.
Oh, okay, so, when's her birthday? So it's either gonna be... It's either gonna be 6:30. Well, here, hold on. Let me see, like, how the numbers are.
Give this a go. 6, 3, 0, 1.
Okay, so it's 2.
Not that.
So it's a year. So if we look here, it's her 30th birthday, 1954. So 54 minus 30 is 20, so 1924. If my math is correct, which you should never do math on this thing.
Give this a go. 1, 9, 2, 4.
We're in. Well, at least the combination worked. I still have no idea what to do with this thing you threw to me.
We're going to pick that lock, Mr. Morgan.
Okay. And how on earth does one start that?
You see the hairpin?
I do.
Put that to one side. The other thing you have is called a tension wrench.
Okay.
Insert it into the lock near the bottom.
I've done that.
Now, this next part requires some patience.
Oh dear.
Put the coat hanger above the wrench and put it to the back of the lock. We're going to navigate around the lock by feel.
I'm not sure this is something I can do, Mr. Conway.
Yes, you can. Just try to be slow.
Okay.
Oh, of course, we're the ones doing it.
Blast! I'm sorry it slipped out.
Not to worry. Just start again.
Mr. Conway, I really don't think I can do this.
Trust me. Yes, you can.
Fine, I'll try again.
Okay, we gotta be careful with this guy.
Let's try again.
Okay, I'm ready. First one down.
You need to move the pig to the back of the lock. There are probably around 3 or 4 things to pick before you're done. Keep going.
Second pin down.
All
Keep
right,
going. You're doing well.
we're getting them.
That's 3 down.
You're almost there.
Thank you for your patience, Robert.
And A.
I don't believe it. You did it. It's open.
Well done.
Right. Let's take a look inside. My dear God. I think this might be what you were looking for. This is hair. Maybe dried blood, too. Does this mean... I don't understand.
What's the matter?
It's the weapon with blood on it. Did you know this was here?
I can assure you I did not.
Then what does this mean, Mr. Conway?
It could mean anything. It's best not to jump to conclusions, at least until I've had a chance to examine it further.
Might be the weapon used against him.
Let me perfect fit.
All right, so we found the spyglass. So she hit him with the spyglass, but why? She saw something, so why would she hit him?
Where is my daughter, Mr. Conway? You promised you'd find her.
Mr. Morgan, let's find out together.
Alrighty, but one step closer.
After searching Shirley's pub, it's clear to me that she's a person of questionable morality. The glass shard that the police found matched the small telescope perfectly. I'm positive it was the weapon used to hit Tony Morgan, but I have found no trace of Charlotte May. This is my last chance. I need to know a few more things before I accuse Shirley of anything.
Alrighty, so can I place Shirley Downs at the telescope on the night Charlotte May was taken?
Shirley used Lady Doer's telescope to spy on the Morgans. Is there any evidence that places her in Lady Doer's home on the night that Charlotte May was taken?
Is there another way the glass could have been smashed?
The only proof of an intruder at Shirley Downs' pub was a glass they may have smashed during the attack. Is it possible that there was no intruder? Is it possible the glass could have smashed in some other way?
And does any of the evidence here match the police report excerpts?
I've taken some excerpts from the police report I found. Can I use them to connect Shirley to the kidnapping?
Alrighty, so those are what we need to get. Kind of look here. We got quite a few things here. We'll just have to figure that out. Alrighty, so let's try to figure this one out today. So we have these three. We've already talked about them. Question is which ones of these, if not all of them, could be used? Let's see here. Not that one, or it definitely could be. Brahmas, brown soil, 23rd of June. Might be kind of interesting here. What else we got here? We got this right here, the barred one. Barred means barred. Last order will be at 10 p.m. Interesting. That one over there. What was that note? This one right here. Larry came stinking drunk. I think that one might be able to stay here. So now with that one we got, the see if we can figure this out here. So we look at it here. Okay, so is there another way the glass could have been smashed? Glasses left on the last order's bell will fall off when it rings. So someone ringed it, or maybe she rang it to kind of like lose suspicion on her. That would probably work. Nothing there. He cuddles her. Larry stumbles around outside the gate with one shoe. Saw her in the kitchen. Lost sight of both. What are they up to? He cuddles her. Cat knock bin over an alleyway. Both upstairs in the front bedroom. Front door hugging. That's some craziness right there. Brown soil deposits found around the scene. Unrecognized blue jumper. Traces of heavy liquid sedative found at scene. Smashed plant pot at scene. Okay. So let me see here. So I definitely think this right here, loss of consciousness, is something of importance. Probably this thing as well. And we can probably even maybe get these two. What was this one again? Do something here. I think all these probably have something to do with this right here. First off, pretty sure loss of consciousness. Those two definitely together. No doubt about it. See here. Maybe the two-tone rope that like she normally uses, quote unquote. See if we can get this last one. Oh no, fiber from multicolored black and green rope found. So on this one. Oh, could be that one or the other two.
That's right, I'm onto something.
Okay, there we go.
Now, what does the rest of it mean?
So we got that one. Now we can go back over here. Get this one over. Guessing we can maybe connect this one for what was like dropped. And it's more likely one of these. Oh, the ring thing in her room.
There must be some small detail.
Wrong one though. Okay, her office is, what is her office? Remain 3.
That's right. I'm onto something.
Okay, so at least we got
I
that.
want to piece together the rest of it.
3 more and there's 4 pieces here. So maybe that one. Probably the note and probably that. Let me check over here. So let's get all these over here. Can I place Shirley Downs at the telescope on the night of Charlotte May's disappearance? I saw her and lost sight of both. He cuddles her. I think that one. Larry come home stinking junk. Those are connected. And the last one. Maybe this one?
There must be some
Nope.
small detail I'm missing on some of the evidence.
We're missing one, unfortunately. Okay, let me look. It might be on this one then.
I need to make sure I'm looking at all of the evidence.
Man, what am I missing then? It's got to be one of these. So first thing is just drop that. This one, I think it's like he came drunk. Why are these? Whoa, look at that weird thing going on right there. Oh, we got it. Okay, that was a little weird.
That's it. By the police's account, Shirley had access to the same type of rope and chloroform of a sword. Match that with a telescope as an attack weapon, and I think I have all the means I need. I can even place her at the window watching over Charlotte May just minutes before she was taken. I spent so much time looking at the McKees and Harold Levy. It's Shirley. It has to be. Dear God, I hope I'm not too late. Time to gather my neighbours and share my suspicions. Put an end to this once and for all.
Well, there we go. We're getting towards the end now, I think. The Accusation.
I was reaching the end of my investigation. No idea if Catherine could even look me in the eye. I'd promised Tony Morgan I'd find his daughter, and I'd betrayed my own in the process. Perhaps I should have listened to Catherine and left the investigation to the police. Perhaps Tony Morgan didn't need my help. Perhaps I'd failed everyone. Only time would tell, and Shirley Downs held the key.
Interesting.
Catherine, thank you for coming.
What do you want, Dad? I told you I didn't want to.
I promise I'm not wasting your time.
What do you want?
Please, come inside. I have something you'll want to see.
You'll forgive me if I don't believe you.
Then why did you come?
It's my job to follow up all leads.
Then, please, I'll show you what I've been working on these past few days.
These past few days you promised me you weren't investigating again. Please don't humiliate me, Dad. Christ.
Here is the main event.
Thank you all for coming. I imagine you share some notion of why I asked you here. In short, to discuss the disappearance of Charlotte May, and also to apologize to each and every one of you. I'm sure you know by now that I've been investigating every possible area of her disappearance, and that has meant looking closely at Dahlia View.
You mean spying on us?
A crude interpretation, but yes.
That's illegal. Surely.
I've broken no laws, I can assure you.
That we know of. This is an invasion of privacy. You're a police officer. How can you let him do this?
It's not illegal to ask questions, Mrs. McKee.
What about breaking and entering? How'd you feel about that? Hey?
Are you pressing charges, Mr. Levy?
I don't know why there's all this fuss.
We still need to address the fact that there's an attacker at
Let
large.
Mr. Conway speak. I'd rather like to see where this is going.
Well, with my apology out of the way, let's talk about what I've uncovered.
Alrighty, and we'll just start from the left to the right.
Annabelle and Theo. The two of you clearly have problems of your own to work through.
The very nerve of you, Mr. Conway.
And you should have reported that dog that you hit with the car. It would have saved a lot of time, and perhaps we would have found Charlotte May by now. But I have no reason at all to think you could have taken Charlotte May.
I could have told you that if you'd asked.
I have nothing more to say to the two of you.
And then Harold Levy.
Harold Levy. You don't like me very much. I can live with that. You said it yourself. As long as I pay my rent on time, we won't have a problem. In the future, it might do you well to extend that courtesy to neighbours going through certain hardships. Well, not every problem can be solved with your fists. I believe you owe Mr. Morgan an apology.
What's he talking about?
God knows.
Other than that, I found nothing to think you capable of such a terrible act as kidnapping a girl. I have nothing more for you.
Oh, that was a waste of time then.
And then Lady Dora.
Lady Doa, I thank you for permitting me to search your home. But on reflection, you really should pay more attention to whom you employ to clean your estate.
Hindsight is a blessing.
I don't think you had anything to do with Charlotte May's disappearance. It's a shame that your home was violated in such a way. Again, I extend my apologies that you've been dragged into this.
Water under the bridge, Mr. Conway.
And finally, we come to Shirley Downs, the second victim of our unknown perpetrator. A completely innocent bystander the night that Charlotte May was taken. The perfect alibi. Were it not all based on lies and deception?
Well then.
What? No, you all saw what happened to me.
Shirley, please, let us dispense with the song and dance.
Shirley? What is he talking about?
I have no idea, Annabelle. I can assure you of that. Just what on earth are you getting at, Mr. Conway?
I bloody know it. You've always been a dark horse.
Shut up. I had nothing to do with Charlotte May's disappearance, I promise you.
Mr. Conway, I think you might have made a mistake.
Catherine, would you mind?
Please, I think it's time we talk to Miss Downs alone. Could we have the room?
I think I should stay. She's my sister and she needs
Mrs. McKee, please. Everyone, in fact. Leave now.
I think it's best you leave too, Mr. Morgan. Don't worry, I'll update you later on this evening once I know more.
Shirley,
I'll be fine, Annabelle. They're making a huge mistake. Just do as the police officer says.
I'm afraid that means you too, Mr. Levy.
No way. I would have missed this if you paid me.
Get out, you fool.
This what you wanted, was it?
How very disappointing. Good work, Mr. Conway.
Shirley, please, take a seat. Now, where should I begin?
Look, I don't know what this is about, but I think you made a huge mistake. I'm sorry. Catherine, is it? Can you talk some sense into him?
I think we should hear what he has to say.
This is ridiculous.
If you have nothing to hide, then surely you'd relish the chance to prove your innocence.
You watched me get attacked. That proves that the kidnapper is still out there.
Well, let's start there then, shall we?
Alright, so let's start with the glass shard.
What's that supposed to be?
Why don't you tell me? It was found in your pub.
So what? Lots of people drink there every day. Glasses smash. I don't know what's special about a piece of glass.
It sounds plausible.
Well, there you have it.
Well, then Mr. Crow didn't seem to think so. He told me you took it from the police evidence room.
Prove it.
I intend to. I'm sure Mr. Crow will be willing to testify. Let's move on.
I guess we'll just go left or right. Hopefully this doesn't like mess it up.
What do you have to say about this?
You've been watching me. Annabelle was right. This is an invasion of privacy.
Well, isn't that what you wanted?
What are you talking about?
Well, for someone to see your charade. The whole business with the so-called intruder. You set the whole thing up.
What a ridiculous thing to say. How could I have? Why would I?
You did it so that Tony Morgan would see you as the victim, and therefore not as his attacker. I saw you too. I'll admit, you were very convincing.
This is all in your mind, Mr. Conway. You have no evidence at all.
Well, we'll see. Let's continue, shall we?
And then the spyglass, which is the biggest piece of evidence.
How will you explain this, I wonder?
Perhaps you want to explain how you found that, without breaking the law.
I'm sure it will come to that. But for now, we're talking about you. You have nothing to say? There's no getting around this, Shirley.
You're not listening. It wasn't me.
Well, I suppose that's that. Catherine, is what you've heard enough to arrest Miss Downs?
I'm sorry, it's not conclusive enough, I'm afraid.
Well then, I suppose I was wrong. I should have gone with my gut and accused Annabelle.
What?
Again, I'm sorry I've wasted your time. Catherine, can you see if Annabelle is still close by?
Wait, Mr. Conway. What could you possibly think Annabelle has to do with this?
Well, I shouldn't discuss this with you, but all those late nights whilst Thea was gigging, no one able to verify her whereabouts. And then, of course, there's the matter of the, well, like I said, I shouldn't discuss this with you. I apologize, Miss Downs. Let's see if we have enough to arrest your sister.
Wait.
What is it?
For God's sake. I hid the telescope in my safe, but I was hiding it for someone else.
The truth, Shirley, or this conversation is over.
Okay, I hit Mr. Morgan, but I swear I thought he was someone else.
I'll see what your sister has to say about that.
I'm telling you the truth. Annabelle had nothing to do with it.
Where is Charlotte May?
I didn't take her. That's why I hid the telescope in the first place, so the police wouldn't suspect that I took her.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
I didn't take Charlotte May.
So let me get this straight. And it's very important that you're clear.
Okay, and I guess we'll start here with the, I guess the fake attack, maybe.
You faked the attack against you.
Yes. I needed people to know that the kidnapper is still out there. I couldn't come forward and say what I'd done because people would think I took Charlotte May.
Right, and then we'll go left to right.
You took the shard of glass from the police evidence room.
Well, yes, because it proved that I hit Mr. Morgan. But I thought I was hitting Harold Levy.
Oh, why is that, I wonder?
The telescope is the attack weapon.
I took it from Lady Dowa's hallway. I saw my sister having an affair from Lord Dowa's window. I was angry. I overreacted.
And we knew this because of the mist, the blue mist, you know, spray that we saw, the lipstick. And she was actually taking a shower when we were investigating his building.
You attacked Tony Morgan.
I already told you. I thought I was hitting Harold Levy. He was kissing my sister, Annabelle. A married woman, Theo's wife.
I don't think even you can separate the truth from the lies anymore.
I'm not lying, Mr. Conway.
You took Charlotte May that night.
I did not.
Then you put her in Lady Dowa's basement. Why?
I'm not saying another word.
You knocked me from my chair and then staged the attack on yourself to throw me off the scent.
That's all in your head.
Where is Charlotte May? Is that enough to arrest Miss Downs?
I believe so, yes.
Then I think I've heard just about all I need to. Catherine, may I have a word?
Well, it looks like you were onto something after all.
Yes, it looks that way.
Let's wrap this up then, shall we?
Wait a moment. You see now what I was doing, what I had to do.
I do.
Well then, what's wrong? With a little more time, Shirley will tell us where Charlotte May is. You can arrest her. This is a good thing.
You lied to me. You betrayed my trust after you promised me. I'm so glad that you were right. I really am, but that doesn't change how you did it.
Catherine, we did it. You and I. I listened to what you said, and I truly am sorry. There were moments where I knew I was crossing a line, but I did it.
You've told me already.
And I meant it. Please. I'm going to update Mr. Morgan later on and tell him what we found. It would mean a lot to me if you were by my side. What do you say?
I don't think so, Dad. I'm sorry.
Catherine, please.
Miss Downs, I'm arresting you on suspicion of the abduction of Charlotte May Morgan and an attempt to obstruct an active and ongoing police investigation. You don't have to speak, but anything you do say might be used against you in a court of law.
Yep, it's all broken. At what cost?
Shirley has confessed to almost everything I've thrown at her, but she's refused to give me the location of Charlotte May. I hope to God she's still alive. It's out of my hands and up to Catherine now. I've reached the end of my investigation. But at what cost?
6 hours later, still missing. So I guess we're gonna figure it out now. We're gonna like run into something.
I promised Mr. Morgan I'd return this brooch when I found Charlotte May. The news of Shelley's arrest will have to do for now.
Was it Mr. Morgan? Did he like do something? Okay.
Now that all's said and done, suppose I should tidy all this away.
Okay, so nothing here. Shirley Downs. After talking with Shirley, it's all started to make sense. She confessed almost everything. Her worst trait is her stubbornness and refusal to tell me where Charlotte May is. More likely because she doesn't know where Charlotte May is. But we're going to stop there today. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. This video has been going on way too long. In the next one, we should finally, hopefully, figure out what happened to Charlotte May.